Thank you for being part of our first Your Town Story Gathering event. Thank you for trusting us with your story today. You signed the release form outlining the project. And do you have any questions before you get started?
No.
Awesome. So our first question today is, what makes your neighborhood feel like home?
What makes my day feel like home?
What makes your neighborhood feel like home?
Oh, basically because of my family being around. I don't see them as much, but at least I know they're here. And plus I was born here, so I know this area pretty well, as opposed to being somewhere else. I would have to find my way around.
Yeah.
So at least I know my area since I was born here.
If you were blindfolded and like turned around and taken somewhere you didn't know, how would you find your way back home? What like landmarks or smells or sounds guide you back home?
To be on the subway, most likely. I'm pretty much don't mind going places that I don't know, but as long as there's a way to get there and a way to get home, I don't mind doing that. But I usually don't go too many places. I just pretty much stay around my home. If someone invites me somewhere, I might go and I might not.
What makes Cambridge special to you?
Special to
outside of the people?
Well, they got stores, they got the subway. I have Section 8, so I'm able to live where I live for a certain amount of rent. Because Cambridge is really pricey. I would never be able to afford that on my own. So fortunately, I live in a building that accepts my Section 8. So.
Can you tell me about, so you said that you have lived here all your life, but moved away for a little bit and then came back. What made you move away and what made you come back?
Well, my mother took me out of here because she wanted to buy a house. And we used to live in my grandma's house, but then she got her own housing in the projects. And she didn't want to stay there all her life or have us raised up there all our life, so she decided to leave there and buy a house. And we moved to Boston area, and she had a house, and I lived there with her. My brother stayed here, but I went with her. And my mother was married, and then she had another child, so that child I ended up helping raising over there in the Boston area. And then I ended up getting my own house, my own place, apartment, because I got to Section 8. So then I moved out of my mother's house, but it was still in Boston. I was in Brighton and she was in Mattapan. So it's still considered Boston, though, part of Boston. So I stayed over there, and then my mother passed on. So once she passed on, I had applied for housing over here, and I was waiting for an answer. And once I got the answer, that's when I moved back to Cambridge, and I've been here, I would say, about 15 years so far.
What made you move back to Cambridge rather than moving somewhere else? What brought you back?
My family, and then I knew this area, and I figured, well, at least if something happens to me or if I die, I'm close to where I was born. That's how I look at it.
Is that important to you to be?
I think I plan on being cremated, so it's not like I needed to be here for cemetery, but I guess just feel like I knew that I'm here and my family can do the service here, because we know Spears Funeral Home and stuff. We know the people, so we can get that and do a service there, a church or whatever from here. Yeah, so that's why I decided to
So it's between
come back to Cambridge. Then having to figure out Boston area and where I could go for a service, funeral service and church and all that. I already know places here, so it's a lot easier for my family to be able to help set up a service for me if I needed it. So that's what made me come back to this area.
Awesome. Does your family have particular rituals around death and funeral? Are there things that you brought it up a couple times in as we've been talking, and I'm wondering if there are community rituals or familiar rituals around death, any specific things that you all do around funerals to commemorate your folks who are passing on?
We have a ceremony afterwards, and eating and talking and bringing up old times and how we were raised or how our parents did whatever, took us places, and we had family down the Cape that one of my uncles his mother had adopted all my grandmothers and her sisters because they lost their mother at a young age. And so they had like a stepmother down there to help raise them, and then we would be able to go down there and go to the beaches and stuff. So it was nice down there. So every year we try to go down, even though my uncle's gone on, he died. So we still go down there and see his wife and the kids and stuff. And we have ceremonies down there. We go to the beaches down there, and it's nice in the summer. So we always said that it was thankful that she took on as a stepmother to help raise my grandmothers and their sisters.
Can you talk to me about the ceremonies? Do you have ceremonies outside of funerals? Are there celebrations that you do around births, around birthdays, around specific ages?
They do little functions here and there. They go to, like I said, maybe to the Cape or go to a different place that another town or city ritual they usually do. Cookouts, so everybody gets together and participates cooking and bringing stuff. And we sit around and we talk and we bring up the old times and the good times and the bad times. Stuff like that.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to all music, but my main music, I like reggae.
Yeah? Is that what your family listens to when you guys get together?
No, they listen. Most of my family listens to the oldies but goodies. The 60s and young music like that, like the Vandals and James Brown and those type of things. But I like the reggae music.
Is there anything about your family or your community that you'd like to share with us?
Do what?
Anything about your family or your community, or what makes you feel connected to your culture and community here?
Anything about my family that I feel connected about? No, not really. I mean, I'm just alive and I'm in my family. But that's about it.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us. It's super useful. I'm gonna give you a little slip to grab a taco when we got food here. It should be here around 2:30. If you want to grab a taco, we'll have food right in the entranceway right here. And the dances will start also around 2:30, 2:45 today.
Okay, I'm waiting to see those. I want to see those dancing and singing and stuff.
Yeah?
That's what I came out here for,
Do you like going to see like performances and stuff like that?
Yeah, I like stuff.
Yeah.
With music I do. And I'm not doing nothing in the house. I probably would have been eating and sleeping or doing something I had no business doing. So I said, let me come out here and see what's going on. Because my aunt told me about this. I didn't know anything about this. So I just had to figure out where the street was.
Yeah.
I kept saying I know Bishop Ballon Drive, but I couldn't think of where it was until I called my aunt and she said, what you doing? And then I seen some of y'all people walking from Brookline Street over here, and I said, y'all must be going to that function. And I'm trying to figure out where, and they said, yeah. So
we are going to the function.
I followed behind them, and then they turned where I said, and when I turned, I said, oh, it's right here. Okay, now I know where I'm going.
Well, thank you. Do you feel like you got some good photos? Awesome. Let me get you a form, a little slip. Boop, boop. And I'll find my people.
Oh yeah. Take it from me. You don't get lost. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Here you go.
Okay.
Awesome. So you can just grab that, and when the food's here, they'll just take your slip for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said they'll stop playing music and stuff soon?
Yeah, should be soon. Yeah.
Do I have to leave out of here for now? Oh, I can stay here for now. Or you want me to move from here?
I'm good. I'm Deb.
I think you can hang out for a minute if you want.
Yeah, until somebody else comes.
Yeah. We're not in a rush. And it's pretty hot. Here you go.
I'm one of the interviewers, so I'll be right here.
Oh, good. Yay. Are you going out to get people, or?
That's a good question.
We're hanging out here. We have other people who are kind of out there who are going to be directing people to us throughout the day.
Is this you? Yeah, it's me. Okay, I'm going to shut you off, but I might put this